Motion on notice in relation to UK's relationship with the European Union. I call upon Councillor Marson.
Thank you, Chair. I shall read the motion and speak to it. The motion reads, the future of the UK's relationship with the European Union is a vitally important issue for the people of East Kent, including Thanet. This Council supports the EU referendum bill currently before Parliament, which makes provision for the UK to hold a referendum on its membership of the European Union before the end of 2017. This Council should wholeheartedly support the EU referendum bill, which happily passed through the Commons last Friday, because Europe isn't working for the people of this country and for the people of Thanet. The vision of Europe, endorsed by referendum in 1975, a vision of a single market which would boost trade and economies across the continent, is a million miles away, lost beneath an economically stagnant, unwieldy, over-regulated, undemocratic bureaucracy. We find our elected government subservient to faceless Brussels bureaucrats, unable to deport foreign criminals or control our own borders. We see businesses stifled upon layer and layer of regulation, and our financial services industry targeted by punitive legislation. And we find ourselves paying out enormous sums of taxpayers' money for the privilege of subsidising French farmers and Italian roads to nowhere. And because this has happened persistently and without any mandate from the British people over many years, many voters think that their elected representatives are out of touch with their lives and their values. That is why, thanks to Conservative MP James Wharton and the Parliamentary Conservative Party, the EU referendum bill has been introduced into Parliament to ensure that legislation is in place now for a decisive in-out referendum by 2017. Finally, people like me have never had a say on Europe, and those who feel that they didn't get what they bargained for in 1975, we will all get our say. But the timing is crucial, and 2017 is the right time, because a new Europe is emerging, and now is the perfect time to renegotiate our relationship with the EU in Britain's national interest. The single currency is changing Europe already. Countries participating in the euro are already focusing on closer fiscal and political union. Now is the time to take advantage of this process to get the best deal for Britain. And we are not alone. More and more countries, including Germany, are acknowledging the need for reform. A referendum now, before change takes place, is a false choice. Most voters in a referendum today would vote to leave, and I'm one of them. But the real choice, the choice which is in Britain's national interest, is whether to be part of a reformed Europe. A referendum now is not what Britain needs. It's giving up and running away with your fingers in your ears. What Britain needs is a genuine effort to get reform, offer that reform to the British people and let them decide. For the voters of Thanet, I urge this Council to support the EU referendum bill and this motion.
Councillor Marson. Do I have a seconder?
The trouble is,
In accordance with Council Procedure Rule 16.3, a member of a controlling political group is entitled to reply. I call upon Councillor Thanet.
it's not part of it. I think there should be an amendment. There should be a final part. Let's see what they're
The motion that has been read out refers to the fact that the EU affects the residents of Thanet. There are lots of issues that affect the residents of Thanet. The energy bills going up, the closure or reduction of hours for children's centres, the hospital waiting lists, the price of food, and the fact that some families rely on food banks to feed their children, the withdrawal of the EMA for students aged 16 to 18, the trebling of university tuition fees, just to name a few. We could debate them all night, but at the end of it, we would not be able to make any decision on those issues because we are neither the UK Parliament or Kent County Council. Full council is not a debating society. Previous motions that have been debated were all relating to matters that TDC could deal with. TDC has to deal with matters that are within its jurisdiction. TDC has to deal with how to deliver its services in spite of major cuts nearing 50% in government funding, and yet TDC functions and TDC delivers its services. It debated the best way to mitigate the effects of the bedroom tax on our poorest and most vulnerable residents. It debated how to deal with the cut in council tax benefits from central government. It debates regularly how to address a shortage of social housing. It debates what is within its remit, directly or indirectly, such as a response to a government consultation on a particular issue. Today and this evening, TDC staff are working hard to make people safe against the severe weather. This is the type of business that we need to concentrate on. It is not appropriate for TDC to debate something like the current motion about something that it is to be decided by the UK Parliament, not TDC. I move that we do not debate this motion.